Alright, so this is Star Jellies. I just did a quick test on the test map, and I was kind of confused, but then I went and looked at some of the other maps and realized that there are goals for each map. So as long as you play the maps as designed, it should be okay. So that's what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to test based on the goals that I'm given, because otherwise I'm lost. So let's just do that. But this is for feedback purposes, and I can tell you right now, I like the concept just based on what I tested in my test run. I like the attempt, but it can be confusing. So we're going to kind of play off of the actual goal maps. So what I did is I did testing map and I didn't get it, but if I go to welcome Star Jellies, I think I'm kind of more in tune to what I'm supposed to do. So, look there, some Star Jellies landed in our field. That is good luck. Or maybe it was bad luck, says the cow. Oh, I remember, it's bad luck because jellies like to make mischief, but it's good luck because you can get them to do your chores for you. Try to make them stack the firewood and wood out for you. Alright, so what I've kind of learned is that they can cut down the firewood and then stack it. I've also learned that they will follow you, so I think if I just sit here and let them do their work, there's not really a whole lot I need to accomplish here. So I think really that's the goal, is just let them stock up. Now I'm not sure, I don't know, I still don't know what they're lettered for, because I'm not, I don't know if they change color based on, I'm not quite sure why they change color. So there's a lot of information that I'm lacking. I don't really fully get how to actually, what, like I think if I just let things happen, it's kind of like one of those sandbox games like Grand Theft Auto, where you just sit around and let characters interact. Eventually they'll do stuff, and I kind of feel like that's what this is right now. So I don't feel like I have to do anything other than just sit there and watch them. That's kind of where I'm at the moment. We have Star Jellies here. Why not get a head start on winter? Have them chop even more firewood. So I know you have to get a hatchet for this. So there's a hatchet over there. So I think what you do is you get the hatchet, just walk into it and lay it down so one of them grabs it. If anybody wants to grab it. F, you. Come here. I don't mean F you, but it's like saying, come here, F. Alright, fine, I'll hand it to you. In the test game, they were just running over it and doing stuff. So this is the part where I'm just kind of making the point where it's almost like a weird Factoria where you just sit around long enough and they'll do all the work for you. And to me, I don't know if this is really a puzzle game or, I mean, it's a game, but I feel like it's the kind of game where you literally just need to be present for it to work. Like, I don't get the sense that you have to do anything in particularly stellar. I don't like. It doesn't seem like there's any major task to do other than, I guess hand them the wood maybe if they're not coming all the way over. But I find that you wait long enough and they'll come on over. So I don't quite know how to tell them what to do unless I don't know. There's some things about this that doesn't make full sense. I guess what I would like is I'd like to be able to call them over, and I don't know how to do that. Like if there's a way you can, like let's say if I press E, that means I want to be able to call him over and say, hey, come over here. Uh-oh. Flower garden caught fire. Find a bucket, put out the fire. Alright, so I guess I'm going to put the bucket there. Do I have to get water, or do I have to get water? Okay, so maybe... Alright, they got the chopper. They call it the chopper. So they got to first cut down all the wood. Hopefully they'll bring me a bucket of water. Let's see if they figure that out on their own. Alright. I should be able to get the bucket now. Alright. Here, you take the bucket. Go fill it up with water. Alright, now come on up and put the fire out. Alright, let's see if they figure out how to automate that task. Alright, there he goes. I'll have to get some water. And I'll just sit here and let him do his thing. A good little cloud, little jelly. Good luck getting into those to that back flame. So I guess the stack of firewood is really just there for the kiln. I guess there's not really a reason to have that other than the set fire. Oh, it's on a hill. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, Star Jellies. Just let them do what they're gonna do. Let them do what they're gonna do. I guess the thing with the level inspiration really just comes down to the idea that there's very little I got to do in the game other than watch things happen. I mean, even right there, he wasn't actually on the fire. We still put it out. I mean, that's cool. But until I can actually round them up and you know, call them to my corner or give them specific instructions, to me it's too random. Like, I don't really see why I should you know, what I'm actually playing here. I just don't feel like there's really a game to play. It's like a, you know, glorified Lemmings or something. That poor flower garden was ruined. Perhaps the jellies can help you plant a new one. Okay, so alright, so let's look at the field here. So we got yep. I'll go ahead and put this out where they'll see it. Put that where they'll see it. Actually, we'll put this up here. And there's, I don't know, there's something back there. So they should come around here in a minute and grab that axe. I think. Oh, there they are. Whoa, come on, dude. Come get the... Nope. They totally bypassed that. Not cool. Alright, let's make them take it here. I'll do this. Come back around, jelly. Over here. Alright, you know what? When all else fails, just put it in their hands. You take an axe. There you go. You take a shovel. There you go. Alright, now let's see if they start doing the right thing. Yeah. I wonder if it's worth it to teach them what to do. Like if you, instead of them automatically knowing what to do, maybe you got to do it first, and then so they learn. So maybe like you can set up so you have, let's say if I hit letter C, that means I'm going to give the job to C, and then I'm going to do the task. So like I'll hit C, tell C follow me, and then I'm going to do the task, and then I'll maybe hit C again to kind of program them to say, okay, now this is your job. Maybe something like that might be useful. And that way it'll always be C's job to do, you know, the cutting or planting or whatever it is. And then if there's a creature that's not, like maybe C can teach others who aren't marked with anything. So maybe when all the jobs are fished out, so like let's say you have 3 items So you have a shovel or the trowel and then an axe. So you have two items on there. Then that means you'll have well, let's say if C is the trowel uh, cloud, then or jelly, then C will always do the trowel, and then let's say D always does the axe. The others won't necessarily pick up the axe or the trowel, but let's say if they need help, they can, like maybe later on if you have the ability to craft a trowel or craft an axe, to maybe you can tell C to train D or whatever. So basically, like if you like they won't train them unless you tell them to. Maybe like F and then C means that you're, or maybe F shift C means that you're going to have F follow C and then F would do what C does maybe. I think there's a way you could like turn this into more of a program than just to sit around and watch things happen kind of game. That's sort of what I'm trying to get at. Because right now, I mean, I hardly ever went on these other screens and things just kind of happen. So that's kind of my point, is I don't really know what I'm supposed to accomplish here or what they're supposed to accomplish or what the actual gameplay is. It just seems like no matter what I do, they're going to get it done. And so I don't really have to do anything. So that'd be step one, is train them rather than let them know inherently what to do. And then the other thing I would say is, you need crafting, because like every game of this type has crafting now. And so I should be able to make new shovels or make new pickaxes or whatever. And then you could also have like secret areas. Like maybe there's an area where, I, the person, could break down a piece of the wall and uncover a new area for them to travel. That might be something you can do in later maps if you don't already. Maybe you can have them actually go inside the building, retrieve important items. So there are things I think you can do that goes beyond just the standard map. All right, so I got to roast chickens on this one. I did that in the test map, so I kind of know the process here. You just have to get the chickens to come out of the chicken coop, and you have to light the fire, and then they'll consume. So that chicken is a dead chicken, but we have to get, somebody has to get the axe so they can cut the wood, and then, not that anyone needs a trowel, but I'll just give them to one anyway. Oh no, actually they need one to get the chicken out from behind here. I'd like to know like why they change colors. I don't again have any information that tells me why they change colors. So other creative ideas for the future would be like ice. Use all your elements: ice, wind. Have a windmill in there somewhere. Maybe they can do something to power a windmill because it's stuck. Maybe have something with metal. So like have them mine metal ore and then burn that, and then you can make like wagons. Maybe you need in some cases you need more than one item transported at the same time, and so maybe a wagon would accomplish that. It's possible. Alright, so I roasted the chicken. Oh no, I precious hay. Some of the hay bales have caught fire. Jellies are not strong enough to move a whole hay bale, so they will need your help. Okay, so yeah. So, oops, oh, I can't walk into that. So yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, is I need more reasons to be in this. Okay. Is there a way I can pick up the... It'd be nice if I could pick this up without walking into it. Alright. Oh, here we go. What is this? Your neighbors are here for a picnic. You should feed them all roast chicken. Okay. Lovely day for a picnic. I see you have Star Jellies in your farm. What good fortune. Star Jellies? I don't care for them, Miss Too much falderall? Too much lollygagging? What's more, the dreaded things you never stop eating unless they are working. Smile. Alright, so we're making chicken. Got chicken there, I got wood. Here's the trowel. Let's give a jelly a trowel on for hand. Okay, oops. That was weird. And then we're gonna give them the axe there. Yeah, I definitely think there should be some like pickaxing happening. Or some digging with a shovel. Or some plowing, make a farm. It's like maybe like you can turn a grass area into a farm area. That's something you could do that I haven't seen yet. Put the chicken somewhere where they'll see it. Alright, sounds like I got some roast chicken made. Let's see if we come back with the chickens. Did you guys cook me a chicken? Not yet. Put the chicken by the roaster. Still think it's so sick you put a live chicken into the... There should be like an intermediate step where you put the chicken into like the slaughterhouse or something and then cook it. I feel like that's just really mean to throw that right into the oven. There really should be like a chicken conversion barn or something where it comes out ready for roasting. Maybe and you can also convert the feathers and the pillows, so you have not just roast chicken, but you can make pillows, and I'm sure that could be a puzzle for something. Oh, I should probably, that's right, they're not going to carry the chicken, I gotta carry it. Alright, that's the one thing I have to be careful of, is they will eat my chickens. They will not transport it. That's where they become a nuisance. Alright. Get that chicken before they do. Stay away from my chicken. I learned in the test map that they will consume the chicken right from your hands if you walk into them. Oh, don't leave my chicken alone. Alright, here we go. Yay. Too many jellies, and maybe take some to share with a neighbor. How do we do that? Oh, baby. So, alright, this is cool. I like this. Go on, jelly, jelly. Keep on going. Okay, so here's the neighbor's house. Alright, we given up on the neighbors already, didn't quite get that far. Alright, so I guess as usual we're going to want to get some tool. Oh. Alright, so let's bring them some wood. Hey, where are you going? Alright, let's go find them an axe. I have my axe. Here's my bow. My axe. My trowel. Hey, come here. Yeah, I think even a map like this, I like this better because there's more to do, but it still has the same fundamental problem where I'm not really doing anything, I'm just handing them stuff, and I'm leaving it up to them to figure out what to do. So I think, and I'm not even saying that I should have more active participation in as far as putting things in their hands goes, but what I should do is, I do think it's a good idea to program them or just give them something, like tell them what to do before, and then that way I can kind of decide, who gets what job. I just think that makes it a little more gameplay. Oh, you know what you could do? I'm thinking too, every time I see them making that little splat noise, maybe they could like mow the grass. Maybe you can have like sections where the grass is too high and you give them like a little scythe or something to cut the grass, and then that's how you can make new hay, so make hay bales, or you can even have them take it to a silo where it becomes hay, and then you can, when the hay pops out, then you can create like little barriers, and that'll also be good too. Like if you're trying to keep them out of a location, you can use the hay to block them, or if you need to like feed a cow or something, maybe the cow gives you milk. I mean, I feel like the answers to the creative block are there, just in the nature of the type of industry. So I think really the key is to like think of all the different ways you can farm, planting not just plants but crops like wheat, of course the radishes and all that. Have them make dinner. Have them make a soup. Use all the different like onions and lettuce and cabbage and whatever, and have them make a soup that you have to feed the neighbors. So it's not just the roast chicken. Maybe you got to feed them a full meal. So I think those are other things you can do to kind of enhance the gameplay. But I definitely say start at the tech level. Start with programming. I mean, the random ones can do whatever they want, but I think it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of input on give them specific chores. So when you do start to get more, when it does become a little more involved, you can do a better job regulating where each one goes. Because otherwise it's just a waiting game to see what they'll finish. The other thing you can do is maybe you have different weights of trees or different sizes of trees and different values of tools. It's like maybe instead of chopping down a tree like that with one go, maybe it takes them a few swipes to take certain trees down. So maybe part of the incentive is to have a system where you create stronger tools so that you can get it done faster. So that's another way to make it more useful. Maybe you have predators in the farm. Maybe you got like a wolf who sneaks in, and you have to train the jelly to defend against the wolf so that they don't eat all your chickens. So like obstacles would also be helpful. Create things that make it harder for the jelly to work. In later game or later stages, you might have things that can actually kill the jellies. Fire or whatever. Maybe you got like pools of acid, things that they have to avoid. So maybe part of your challenge will also be to set up rules that tells them where not to go. So that, that might be your first task, is to train them, don't go near here, So I think that would also work. So I do think this would be more interesting with a little more hands-on activities, a little more user input and less random chaos. Or I don't know, it seems like it's scripted chaos, but it still feels like I don't have a lot of control or a lot of say in what they do. So in many ways, I don't really know what my goal is as a player, other than to just, put stuff in their hands and see what they do with it. Oh. Okay, here's I guess what I'm talking about. The mushroom patch. So I gotta somehow keep them from getting caught in the mushrooms, I guess. See, I don't know how to prevent them from going into the mushroom patch. I don't really have anything that lets me do that. Thank you so much for bringing Star Jellies to my farm. I'm sure they will be helpful. Just hurry them over and... Oh. Oh, okay, that's how you... Never mind, I'm supposed to do that. Okay. I didn't realize I had to do it that way. Alright, so we just gotta wait for them to show up, I guess. Until there's no more to herd. You want an onion? Alright, here he goes up to the... Oh, okay, I see what's happening. So you give them... The more work you give them, the more likely they're not going to go to the mushroom patch. So I'm going to take this onion myself. Okay. So I guess that's a big part of it too, is... Oops, I don't want to take that. Is training them to stop working? Is that part of what we're doing here? It's definitely a sophisticated game. Oh. Oh, okay, that's right. I'm trying to give them the extra jellies. I'm not trying to give them mine. There we go. Okay, good. Alright, so now we're on the testing map. Alright, so this is where there's literally no task. So the neighbor was the last one. Oh. Oops. Alright, yeah, so there's no goal here. It's just, this is why I was confused, is I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do. Well, I'm not supposed to do anything, it's testing. Alright, so I guess that's the game. So, yeah, so there's some of my ideas I have. Hopefully that helps give you some more levels. You know, having the farm that you created, that would have been nice to be able to finish that up, so maybe like a couple goals. That's the other thing you can do too, is have more than one goal. Have... as the levels advance, you have 2 goals, have 3 goals, and then have like secret areas you can unlock. You have like, you know, modes where you can mow the grass and create hay. Maybe you can turn the fires into something, or maybe you can you intentionally create fires somehow. Like maybe you can have them have a torch station, so like if you need to burn down like, you know, high vegetation or hurry. So like you can do like time-based, not time-based maps, but like maps where, you know, certain efficiencies can speed up the process of getting through it. So like, you know, higher level quality tools, fire instead of, you know, skies, you know, unless you need the refuse. You know, maybe the cows can leave behind a treat for you know, for your hero. There's a number of things I think you can do. I think it really is just, you know, draw the line. You know, plan on what you have. You have trees, you have crops, you have mushrooms, you've got various different elements already in place. So how can you expand on those to have a more kind of detailed kind of throughput? You know, how do you get more options out of, you know, out of the same thing? So, you know, again, have iron, have stone in here, so you have to create bricks, you have to create tools for mining, so you have to like create ingots, you know, metal ingots. Maybe at some point you have a mission where you have to create weapons for an army who's defending your town, and so, you know, you can have you know, one of them forge the ingot, maybe another will craft the ingot into, or maybe you have to do that yourself. Maybe they're not sophisticated. Maybe really their job is just to bring things to places, and maybe it's your job to convert them. Or maybe you bring them to, let's say, a blacksmith. So, and the blacksmith converts it. So there's, I think, things you can do to really make it interesting. I don't think you're limited to just this. So that's where I would say suggest, make it about something. Have an economy in there. Earn some capital that you can convert into, let's say, better items. Or if you have, let's say, you build a kiln, but you need something that can do, two turkeys instead of one, or two chickens instead of one. Maybe that's something you have to buy rather than make. And so maybe, by having, having a way in which to trade your tools, you can, increase your income and turn that into something. So I think you can definitely turn this into almost like a forager type game, which I kind of feel like is what you're going for here. But yeah, I think it's once I've kind of understood what the point of it is, I definitely think it's interesting, and I definitely want to see more of it, and I want to see more of a story out of it. That's the other thing, is there's not much of a story, so cutscenes and things would be good too. But I definitely think it's interesting, and change up the landscape too, instead of just having it all at the farm. Maybe you can have like a town at some point that they go through. They navigate some islands. There are ways to do it that keep it interesting. So hope that helps. Hope you learned something from this, and yeah, keep us posted if you make any updates. This is cool. I like it. Now that I know what I'm doing, I like it. So, alrighty. Hope that helps.